everybody and welcome to this March plan with me. I'm going to go through a little bit about how I've been using my Hobonichi as well, and how I use the weekly, the monthly, and also the little yearly overview at the beginning. So I hope this is helpful to somebody. I know I've watched lots of videos like this and got all my inspiration from loads of different people over the time. I'm going to be using a kit from Lethbridge Design. So this was an Oops kit. I got a pack of like 10 different kits and they were all kind of right up my street. So I picked this one because it's kind of springy. I've got a couple more colourful ones, but I felt like they were more summer. So I like this like neutral greens and stuff, pastel colours. So I'm going to use that. And these are also some date dots, banner things that I'm going to use just to make it, bring a little bit of the coral in to the green. And then I've picked a couple of washies. Because as you'll see as I go through, I've been kind of fitting my weeklies with what I do as my monthly. So I'll kind of talk through what I do, and then we'll have a little plan with me. So like I say, I'm going to use that kit. I've also got these were from Lethbridge cards, sorry, as well, which are little monthly headers. I've got my two washies. I've just got a little highlighter which I've been using for this month. And I've got some colouring pencils, which is what I use to kind of highlight what shift I'm doing on what day. So this is my Hobonichi. If this is the first time watching my videos, welcome. I hope you enjoy the contents, and if you do, maybe consider subscribing. I do lots of creative journaling, and also, like I say, I use my Hobonichi for planning and habit tracking as well. So it's all in here. I keep it all in the one thing. It is getting a bit chunky. We're only at the end of February, but I'm just going to go with it. I don't really care. Hopefully it won't be too hard to work in by the time we get to May and June. But we'll see. We'll just go with it. So like I say, I'll talk through a little bit of how I use it, and then I'll get into planning for March. So first of all, I use this month, the yearly overview page. Now I know a lot of people have said that they always struggle with this sort of thing and don't know what to do. So when I first started using Hobonichi, I thought I'll give it a go as a habit tracker and we'll just see how it works. I've done weekly habit trackers and things before, and quite often I don't keep up with them. I'm a little bit, I kind of lose track after a couple of days or a week or so, and then but it's been going quite well this month really. So what I've done is I've put my kind of habits and just things that I want to keep an eye on and track at the top here, and then I use the days kind of down here. Oh, good. Okay, so as I was saying anyway, so like I said, I've been using this habit tracker for January and February. I have adapted a couple of things from January to February. So in January I started tracking anxiety and mood, and I had two separate columns for that. So I was tracking whether I wanted to kind of track my anxieties and things just to see if there was a pattern. So maybe if I didn't journal that day, or I wasn't doing any exercise or yoga, was I feeling more anxious, and things like that. And then so I put a kind of track down from 1 to 10 how anxious I was feeling, and then in this column I put a little mood. So I put like a little smiley face or squiggly face if I was feeling a bit there. But what I did in February was I came and did it as a joint kind of thing. So up here I've got like a little colour tracker of what mood I'm feeling, and then on top I've put a little number. So in February I've been doing a lot better with feeling anxious. Some days I haven't felt anxious at all, which has been great. But what I've done is I've colour coordinated it to what my mood is, and then I have put whether I was feeling anxious or not. And then down here I've kind of been tracking maybe why I felt anxious. So I'll just put a little note, maybe overthinking or work worries, or I don't know, just little things of what I've maybe felt a bit anxious with. Sometimes if it's only like a 2 or 3, I've not actually jotted anything down. But if it's a little bit more something that I've really kind of just took over my day, I've just made a little note of it, just so I can kind of keep a little eye and maybe change some things if I find that that's what's making me feel more anxious. So yeah, and then I've got other little trackers like my AM routine, my PM routine, moisturize, exercise, reading, and my bowel habits. Just because it's a little thing that I just like to track. So, and then obviously I'm going to carry on with this, I think. So today I'm going to kind of make a little list of some different tracks. I quite like the way it worked in February, so I think I'm going to keep on doing that in March. And then if there's anything that I don't feel like I get on with, I can go on to change it in the rest of the year. So there's certain things like I can see here that I really haven't read at all this month. I really want to try and get on top of that a little bit more in March and get reading, because I felt like when I was reading in December and January, it did really help just before bed. It helped me sleep and things like that. So I really want to try and get back into reading in March. And yeah, just things like keeping on top of my moisturising. I suffer from eczema, so I need to keep on top of moisturising. Some days I get a bit lazy when I get out of the shower and think, man, can't be bothered. But I notice a difference in my skin if I don't. So it's just a little thing that I like to keep a little eye on. Here I've got a little, this is like a little magnet. And I've just kind of popped it here on this page just to identify it. So when I'm just quickly coming to fill in my habit tracker, it's just easy to find. And then this is like a little bit of laminating sheet that I had spare, and I've just kind of put it in there just to keep that, like I say, just so I can identify it. So on to my monthly spread. So this was February spread. Like I say, today I'm going to use Lethbridge Designs, Lethbridge cards, I keep saying that wrong, to decorate March. So this is February. So February worked out quite well. I kind of use the monthly just as an overview. I colour in my shifts. So these blue ones are night shifts, which I did a lot of nights in February. And then I make a little to-do list for over the month. So what do I want to achieve over the month? Who I need to call, any birthdays. February we've got quite a few birthdays, so just to track that I've like got a present, have a give it them. And then this is my monthly cleaning tracker. So here I have just some jobs which I need to kind of update. I need to remake these. Some monthly jobs that I need to want to make sure, like I give the bathroom a deep clean, I give the kitchen a deep clean, I make sure I dust and hoover all these rooms and things. So yeah, and then birthdays and any little things that are happening on days that I need to kind of identify. So that's how I use my monthly. I don't really come back to it, I just kind of look over it. It's kind of more like an overview, and like I say, for these little jobs. So I started filling in my shifts for this month, and now I've got the rest of them. I can carry that on today. And then my weeklies. So my weeklies I tend to try and use as like a to-do list or just a little bit of a track of recording what I've done. So as you can see this week, when I'm on nights, it's a little bit more difficult because I obviously don't do quite as much. So here you can see I've done my night shifts. I've literally slept my night shifts. And then I've done a couple of little things, like I uploaded a video here, I did a bit of yoga here. And then this is a little track of like when I've emptied the litter tray. Sometimes I don't put it in, so I obviously would have emptied the litter tray another time in this week, but I've just not recorded it. So these are just a little mixture of different stickers I've got from different shops. I think this one was from Plump Planner. These ones from Mundane Sunday, this little water me, which is really cute. And yeah, I can't really remember where these ones are from, but I think this one's from Little Thought Store maybe. So yeah. And then like this little journal I actually printed off as an element in Canva. So if you've ever watched any of my journal with me videos, I've talked about how I print just elements off on Canva. So, which I've actually just done. So I've just printed some pictures for my journal, and I had this extra space on the piece of paper. So I've just printed some extra pictures just to fill up the space rather than wasting the paper. So that's what I did there. I just printed off a couple of little journals and I stuck that in because I've obviously spent some time doing journaling that day. So yeah, obviously like this day, I've obviously done a lot more that day, or I've done some stuff, but I've just not filled it in. So, and then down here I normally like to do like a weekly to-do list of things I'd want to try and get done that week, and then the same weekly cleaning. So every week that's kind of the same. These are things that I need to do. So this week I've actually not really filled this in, which is why I've got my purple highlight here. So I've sorted these things out. I've just not come back, and I'm planning March right now. I've ironed my uniforms. I did my post office run. We went to Costco. I've still got to do that pen pal now. Hopefully get that done this weekend. And these things, we've done the bins, did some washing, threw it away, sweeped, hoovered, I've done the poop tray. Yeah, so it's just a little tracker. And like I say, I've got a bit lazy. See, the last few days or so I've just not filled it in, but it doesn't really matter. And as you can see here, so like I said before, the way I've tried to coordinate that washi with this kit, I'm gonna, like I've done here, so if you have a little look at, kind of doesn't really match too much, but a little bit of purple. So February we had this kit, and then I've kind of every week in February I did the same for my weeklies. So I just like that little bit of, just a bit of washi along the top. I could come along and do date covers and all that sort of stuff, but I just think you don't really go back onto these pages. There is some things that I've like recorded and I thought, oh no, that's a good thing to remember. So like when I've changed the bed, it's nice to know, oh yeah, it's been like a week since we've changed the bed, or 2 weeks, so let's get that done type thing. So just little things that really doesn't matter to anyone, but I just like to keep a little track and keep a little eye on what I've done. So yeah, so today, like I say, what I'm going to do is plan my monthly spread, update my habit tracker, and then just put the washi along the top of these weeklies. I might fill my shifts in as well. So see here, like this weekend I'm on nights. I've just I block colour in where I am. So yeah, I might play some music over this bit now. You've probably heard me waffle a little bit too much already. If you've got any questions or any suggestions or anything that you think would anybody else would like, any ideas, or let me know how you maybe use your weeklies, or maybe this monthly overview, the yearly overview at the beginning, because I know a lot of people do I always see these posts like, how do you use these on like Hobonichi Facebook pages and journal with me Facebooks and stuff like that, all these groups that we're in. So let me know how you use this page, and has habit trackers work for you? I know a lot of people use it as like an index or like a forward planning. So I've kind of done that, because obviously I'm not going to be using this side because I'll be in my next Hobonichi the second half of the year by then. So I've kind of used this for a little bit of forward planning. I've got my little bestie's wedding and a hen do there, hopefully. Definitely, it's happening. So I've used that as a little bit of forward planning there. Maybe once life gets a bit more back to normal, I'll be able to fill that in a little bit more. So yeah, I think I'll start by putting my monthly kit down, as that's a nice simple job, isn't it? I'm gonna, the same here, I've got these little kind of flaps, and these were from Grumpy Tortoise, I'm sure it is, these little covers, and I love these because you can move them along. So like, for example, I'm not on that week anymore, so we can move that along to the following week. Excuse me, croaky voice. So yeah, I'll leave that in there just so I can find it in a minute. But I'm going to pop these bits off. I'm going to colour in my shifts first, I think, and then I'm going to stick the kit down, just because once you start sticking stickers down, I can't kind of colour in the backgrounds. So I'll play some music over this bit. I hope you enjoy. So as you can see here, I because there's a sticker stuck on that other side as I'm doing this colouring, you can see that it kind of makes a little bit of a darker imprint, but I don't really care, it's fine. You remember when you were a kid and you used to do that, like you're rubbing on like a tree stump or something to get the pattern? That's what it kind of reminds me of. So yeah, I just, like I say, I like this little simple way to identify what shifts I'm doing. This will probably change, because from next month I'll be starting my new job, so my shifts will be very different. But for now, I like the way it's done. Yeah, doesn't really matter that that kind of pushes through a little bit, does it?